Hey guys, it's Day or De La Soul and Happy New Year. And I want to start this year off with giving you some bomb oils, like growth oils that I use throughout my natural hair journeys. Some of these have not changed. I've been using since day one, and oils are very important to your scalp. It's very important to not over oil your scalp, but it's super important to nourish your scalp. I've made this analogy before and I'm gonna make it again. Think of your hair as like a flower and your scalp is like your garden, your soil. You want to make sure that your scalp is well taken care of, just like you want to make sure that your soil is watered, it got the nutrients, it don't have parasites and all that stuff. You just want to make sure that your scalp is very taken care of, because that right there is the start and finish of growing hair. Now once it grows out your head, it's on you to maintain length, but it starts and ends with your scalp care. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. I'm going to show you guys my favorite oils for growth. So first up is the OG triple OG. It's like, nah. First up though, I had to start off with the Main Choices growth oil. This was the first oil that I started using to get my hair together when I was transitioning. This oil is bomb. This past year has been my biggest year for growth. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I did a recap of my growing out my hair, and this was like the fastest year for growth for me. But another year I went back and looked at my videos and I had the biggest growth was with this oil. This oil has where is the ingredients? Castor oil is the very first thing on here, so that's probably why castor oil is known for growth. It also has almond oil, which is moisturizing. Oh, it has rosemary. That's good for stimulating the scalp. Tea tree, which is also good for like cleansing the scalp and like breaking down buildup. How I be remembering all this stuff? I really be sitting here like, yo, I be retaining information. Jojoba oil, which is a good moisturizer. It has celery in it, interesting. Coconut oil is in it. Aloe vera, which is soothing to the scalp. Burdock root, which is also good for growth. Lavender oil. It has just pretty much every single oil you would think is good for your scalp and moisturizing and nourishing. This oil has it. One thing a lot of people like about this oil is it's scent free. It does not have a scent. It's a very lightweight oil, so I had to start this video off with the Main Choices oil out of there. I think they call it the Alpha collection now. Back in the day it was just the original collection, but I think they call it now the Alpha collection. But it's called the Multivitamin Scalp Nourishing Growth Oil, and it's by the Main Choice. All right, next up, this has actually been my current favorite since this collection dropped. I've gone through so many of these little bottles. This is the Myell Organics Rosemary Mint Scalp and Hair Strengthening Oil. This one is infused with rosemary, mint, and biotin. Rosemary stimulates the scalp. Mint, what does mint do? What does mint do? Hold on, I gotta look that up. The mint in it actually prevents hair loss. So you got your scalp stimulation, you got your hair loss stopper, but really that's like more of like towards shedding, helping decrease shedding. And then biotin, of course, is the vitamin that helps your hair grow. So you got your hair stimulant, you got your vitamins to make sure it's growing strong, and then you have something in it to stop shedding. This has been a go-to oil for me. I actually use it on my boyfriend's hair because he wears man buns, so this has just been a household name. And I gotta do an honorary mention of Myell Organics Mint Almond Oil. I love that oil on my scalp, and I also love it to separate my hair with. I was trying to find my bottle, but I could not find it. I used it this week, Lord knows where, and I cannot find it in this house, and I got tired of looking, but it's somewhere around here. But I'll get my editor to drop a picture of it. The rosemary mint almond oil is bomb for your scalp and is great for separating. So yeah, Myell Organics, the mint almond oil and the rosemary mint scalp and hair strengthening oil. Thirdly, I have to bring up the Taliyah Washi. It's bamboo, basil, and peppermint. It also has aloe and shea. This right here is bomb for your protective styling. If you have itchy scalp, even if you're not protective styling, if you have itchy scalp, this is what you want. This is what you want. My boyfriend's hair was super flaky this week. Drop this on there. Ooh, it's open. Good to go. This is your anti-itch one. This was gonna give you that like tingly open pore feeling. Every time it's gonna give you that relief. I love this during my protective styles. Love, 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 love. So bamboo has like a protein strengthening thing in it. Of course, we just talked about peppermint and mint. That's for helping with shedding. Not sure what basil does. Gonna look that up real quick. Okay, basil is also a stimulating ingredient, just like rosemary is, it says that it actually said in several sources that it speeds up the hair growth cycle. And in the product it says it strengthens and conditions and repairs hair. That makes sense because it has that bamboo in it, which is like a natural source of protein. Has aloe in it, which is very soothing for the scalp and for skin in general, and then shea, which is a nice sealant. So you get that all up in there, get it all sealed and locked in, you're good to go. So yeah, this again is the Taliyah Washi Protective Style Ditch the Itch Bamboo Basil and Peppermint with Aloe and Shea Anti-Itch Serum, but it's really an oil. So speaking of serums, I had to mention the As I Am Long and Luxe Scalp Serum. This is an actual factual serum. It's not an oil. It comes out and it's like white liquidy form, but it absorbs right up. As a matter of fact, you can like put it on your hands and it'll go right away, so you don't have to worry about like a white residue or cast on your scalp. So this one has biotin in it. Biotin, of course, is a vitamin for hair growth. It has something called phytosterol. When I looked that up, they said it's something similar to a cholesterol, and what it does is it blocks enzymes and hormones that cause hair loss. So I'm gonna keep going, but basically with this one right here, this is a serum, not an oil, and it has a few agents in it that stop things that cause hair loss. So honestly, ingredient wise, this appears to be the most effective. I did use this for a while and I forgot about it. I used it when I had a bald spot a few years ago, when I used one of the other oils I'm going to mention next. But I used these together and this did grow my bald spot right back. My spot was caused by significant stress. Y'all don't know I love my animals, and my dog that I had since I was like, I was like 14 when I got that dog. She had died. She was sick for a while, and it was like a lot going through her being sick and getting up at night, taking her to and from the vet. She died, and I had a bald spot. It stressed me out. That was my best friend. Don't judge me. I don't have kids. My pets are my kids. The phytosterol, I'm probably saying that wrong again. It's like a cholesterol, and that right there, that ingredient blocks enzymes and hormones that cause hair loss. So if you're having hair loss as a result of like actual like hormonal imbalances, this might be what you want to grab. It also has aloe vera in it, which I said is soothing for the skin and soothing for the scalp. It has pomegranate juice. That right there is that's like antioxidants. It just makes sure your scalp is clean. It also stimulates the scalp. And where's the other thing it had? It has palmetto in it. And that right there also stops hair loss. I forgot exactly what that combats, but this formula was strategically put together to combat common causes of hair loss. So this is the actual serum. I really strongly recommend it, even though I have not used it a lot. I do recommend this to a lot of people who are having issues with hair loss, like severe hair loss, whereas the other stuff promotes growth. This right here is actually for loss of hair. Now, is this an end-all be-all cure-all miracle? No, absolutely not. If you're experiencing extreme hair loss, I really recommend that you go to a dermatologist or a trichologist. Go to the doctor and figure out what's going on, because you may be having an underlying health issue that you want to get taken care of, that the oil in the serum is not gonna curb. Recommend, if you have like extreme hair loss, please go see a doctor. Do not rely on YouTubers, hairstylists, whatever. Go see an actual doctor and make sure you do not have any kind of underlying health condition, and the hair loss is just a side effect to that. So last and certainly not least, the blueberry mint scalp treatment. This right here was using when I had my bald spot. I have no complaints with that. It has certified organic blueberry seed in it. Blueberry is rich in like antioxidants, real similar to pomegranate. It's rich in antioxidants. It helps stimulate the scalp, combat dandruff, that's the big thing with this one, and relieve itching. So this is kind of like your all-in-one oil. It's gonna attack the dandruff, the itching, and help with the growing. I actually like to use this before a protective style. I just got this style done, and I'm debating on putting this one on versus the Rosemary from Myell Organics. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this one because it's a little thicker formula than the rosemary one, and it's really dry out here. Like the humidity down here is, it's gone. My skin is dry, my feet been dry, my hands been dry, I just been dry. So I think I'm gonna go with this one just because it's a heavier formula. And that's the other thing you guys want to think about when you're picking your oils. You want to go through and figure out what's heavier and what's not. Probably the lightest one back there is the Myell Organics Rosemary. The main choice one is probably medium. It has castor oil in it, but this right here I would say is probably the thicker one. Like I can even see like in the drip, this is probably the thicker one. So I'm probably gonna go with this today. Just because I want that cooling feeling, because I just took out a protective style and I'm back protective styling again, and because again it's going to tackle itching, it's going to help with growth, and it's gonna nourish my scalp. So that was my last one for growth, but I do want to mention oils that I separate my hair with. Again, that Myell Organics, the mint almond one, that is one of my go-to separating oils. And Fortified Naturals, you guys know I rock with that company heavily. She made me an oil blend one time and she could not remember the recipe, but that was like my go-to. It was probably like a year or two ago. You guys saw me with like a dark brown bottle that had no label on it. She made that for me for my hair. My hair loved it. I need her to figure out what she put in there and make that for me again, but that was my favorite separating oil. And what I look for in a separating oil is something that's thick and gonna like smooth my hair and those frizzies back together when I take it on my fingers and like twirl it back. So if I'm taking my rods out, y'all notice I pull it apart and twirl. That's what I'm looking for. Something that's gonna kind of stick and smooth that hair back together, but not be like gritty and leave that like weird residue feeling. You guys know what I'm talking about. That residue feeling you get on your hair. And then another one I wanted to mention, yeah, so the one she made, Myell Organics, Ajwa, I think that's how you say it, Ajwa Beauty, has another like baobab mint oil that's really similar to the Myell one. I grabbed that interchangeably. And I also had to mention the main choices must be Magic Power Drip. This is a bomb separating oil too, and it comes in a little bottle, but a little bit goes a long way. I've had this, how long have I had this? I've had this for a while, and I used to separate my hair, and you guys can see like it's only right there. I still have a lot of the bottle left, but it's bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. Also wanted to mention the Main Choices Ancient Egyptian Collection serum is also a good serum for split ends. Okay, first and foremost, let's backtrack. Disclaimer. The only way to cure split ends is to cut them. However, I will say, this makes the split ends look better. So if you're doing your hair and you're right at the end of your twist, take a little pump of this, coil the end. Right at the end of your, or right before you start riding, take a little pump of this, put it on there. It does make it look better. However, when your hair starts to get dry again, a couple days go by, those ends are gonna start to fray again, and just go on and cut them. If you got split ends, cut it, because they're gonna start fraying. And what happens when something continues to fray? It starts off like that and it keeps going and traveling up, so the fraying continues to go up your hair shaft. Go ahead and just cut it, sis. Just cut it. But yeah, so that's a recap of my oils and serums that I love. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me some more products you guys want to see my tops from, and let's keep this series going. Again, Happy New Year. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave. Bye.